Back to Bragg Sports. Hey everybody, welcome back to Bragg Sports, or Back and Forth Sports, specifically Back and Forth Sports is the name of the show. Back to Bragg is the channel on YouTube that you're listening to this now. And if you're not listening to this on Back to Bragg Sports, and someone pirated it and is playing it on their own channel, or somebody just recorded it for you. I don't know. There's details. Anyway, today's topic is McGregor, Mayweather. Obviously, what else is there? Okay, there's that whole Isaiah Thomas issues with his physical, and that big trade might not go through. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Talking about Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, and who do you think will win? I want Conor McGregor to win. Honestly, I don't like either of them because they're both asses. I'm just listening to the things they've said or done. Mayweather with his domestic violence charges, and then Conor McGregor. I mean, he's not American, so maybe he didn't realize how bad the things he was saying is, because he might not be exposed to what's offensive to people in America, specifically black people in America. Kept calling Mayweather boy, and I could understand that, but then he called, I believe, I haven't heard it, that he called Mayweather monkey. That's how he says monkey, I would imagine. I didn't hear it. Mayweather says he said it. Either way, they're both donks. But anyway, I'd like to see Mayweather lose because I feel like he's ruined boxing. He's just a runner in his later years. He doesn't go for the knockout. He doesn't really fight. He's like, pow, 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 don't touch me. I'm just going to avoid getting hit for the rest of the fight. He claims he's going to fight differently. And that brings us to Keys to Victory. Anyway, Mayweather, fight his fight. Dude, keep doing that stuff I hate. He's a better boxer than McGregor, and I'll get into the bad coverage about on McGregor that pretty much everyone's given, because they give him no credit for his stand-up. But Mayweather's got to watch out for one thing, his power, especially in the earlier rounds. When you get later, he's probably okay. But early rounds, I mean, just look what McGregor's done. He's knocked out people in 3 rounds. I mean, it's 5-minute rounds, but you got to remember, he's also in MMA watching out for takedowns and kicks, and he's still putting people to sleep. So anyway, that's what Mayweather's got to do. He's got to respect McGregor somewhat. No, he's got to respect McGregor as much as he's respected anyone else. Not get caught, especially in early rounds. He might be able to loosen up in the later rounds and pick away at him, pick and run, because that's what he does. And win by decision, or if you can start getting McGregor dazed and tired, though the way it sounds, Mayweather's training, that he hasn't given this fight the training that he usually has, and his cardio might not be up there like it usually is. He claims he's trained differently because he's older, and now he's giving his body a chance to recuperate. We'll see how that works out. Now McGregor, he needs to not be afraid to fight his awkward style, because even MMA, his stand-up isn't exactly what you normally see. It kind of reminds me of Prince Nas. If you remember his boxing style, very arms are down, and he's like, I dare you to hit me, I dare you to hit me. Moving, dodging, bob and weave. I mean, not that McGregor should be fighting with his hands down, but he gets in awkward positions. It's not awkward where he can't get out of them, but awkward looking. And that, hopefully for his sake, will throw off Mayweather. And he can catch him in the early rounds, because he probably has to catch him in an early round and knock him out. Because if it goes the distance, and if you saw with his fight against Nate Diaz, He started getting caught later in the fight, and then he ended up getting choked out, but the chokeout was from getting dazed and knocked to the ground, and then Nate Diaz is super jiu-jitsu guy and just jumps on him and chokes him out. So pretty much Conor's got to fight his fight too, but he's got to get that knockout. I don't think he can outbox Mayweather in the later rounds. Though, one of the topics I want to get to is the bad coverage of McGregor. All these guys talking about McGregor, oh, well, he's not going to be able to take guys down or kick them or choke them out. It's like, you people never watch Conor McGregor in the UFC, have you? He doesn't do that. He is a stand-up striker. He doesn't go to the ground, hardly ever, and if he does, he gets right back up as fast as possible. That's actually his weakness. His weakness is guys who take him down. But everybody seems to want to stand up against him. What was it, Chad Mendes? Was he the one who he beat for the his first title? That guy took him down and almost beat him. But McGregor was able to get up and then caught Mendes with some good punches in the later I want to say third round. I wasn't expecting to talk about that fight, so I didn't have any info on it on hand. I didn't have notes. So anyway. So bad coverage on McGregor. All these guys, and so you got guys not giving McGregor credit because they think his discipline is split. I heard one guy saying, oh, he's been learning all these different styles over the years. For the most part, he hasn't, because like I said, he's stand-up striker. That's what he does. He might train in escaping takedowns, which if you're stand-up striker, the two things, if that's your thing, two things you need. Practice stand-up fighting, practice escaping being taken down to the ground. Those are your two big things. Considering he's not going to have to worry about getting kicked, taken down, or anything else like that. All he's got to worry about is punches. I'm not going to say that's an advantage for McGregor, but that's an advantage compared to his MMA fights. Of course, disadvantage is he's fighting one of the best boxers ever. As much as I hate saying that, because Mayweather gets on my last nerves with the way he fights. Anywho. Blah, 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 blah. We're not live, but I'm treating it like live, so I'm not cutting clips. We'll get to practice that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting. My attitude going into this fight. I want McGregor to win, and if I haven't yet, and I probably won't, but I want to put money on this fight. I put it on McGregor because the odds are so good, and I know he has a chance if he can catch Mayweather. He's got one-punch power. Just look up Jose Aldo fight. That thing lasted about 8 seconds. So I feel like he has a chance, and it's enough a chance. I'd like to put as much money as possible on, responsibly put as much money as possible on McGregor, because the return last I heard would get you 5 times what you put in. And I believe if you bet right, if you if you wagered on this fight when it first was announced, it was like 11-1 odds. If you put $100 down, you'll get 1,000 or 1,100 down, or 1,100 back. Sorry. So yeah, between the odds and his chances, I would definitely take that. But if I don't bet and I go in this fight going, man, if I would have put that money down, I'd have this. I don't like regrets, and I'll sometimes root for something or someone I don't like more because of regret. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm running out of steam, which is good because these are only 10-minute shows, and we're about at that point. I'll be back. Should be back with Mike Bragg tonight after the fight, and we'll hit you up then. Put put down your comments or opinions about the fight, about anything I said, down below, and I'll hit on that later. Thanks for joining us.